be a part of the conversation. 090-5668-1053, 09162011053. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, I'm Benjamin.
Benjamin, you have to speak up.
Yeah. You see, Peter Obi will never step down for conversion because he has full even in the north. South is his, but north he has full so he will never step down. I'm sure he will never step down for conversion.
All right.
Should come down. So, massively.
All right. 09162011053, 09056681053. We are talking about Peter Obi and the golden opportunity, so to speak, or so to say, that was presented to him by Kwankwaso. Do you think that is really golden, or what would you say? What a comment about the issue? 091620113. Let's move on to talk about another political story from the papers this morning. PDP sets up panel to beg Wike.
Well, let them set up the panel. I think it's a good thing, but they knew what they were doing. Atiku and the Yochayu, the president or the chairman of the PDP, knew what they did. They knew what they were doing. They knew that it had consequences or implications when they on their own decided not to abide by the decision of the committee that was set up by the PDP to pick a presidential candidate to run alongside Atiku. Atiku had promised before then that whichever candidate is picked, he was going to support. And then overwhelmingly, the structure of the PDP that was set up picked up a Wike, in fact, by over 2/3 of the votes. And they decided to vitiate that. They decided to abrogate that, and then that is why they are facing this consequence. So obviously, Wike feels shortchanged. Wike feels marginalized in the sense that if not for Tambuwal, he supported Tambuwal in 2015, expected that Tambuwal will reciprocate and support him during the primaries. But at the very last minute, Tambuwal did a volte-face, and Wike saw that as a betrayal. And from what had happened, because he put up a very strong performance against Atiku during the primary, and people are saying that if Tambuwal had not at the last minute decided to betray Wike, Wike perhaps would have been the presidential candidate of the PDP. But the reality is that they're afraid of Wike. Wike is too boisterous. Wike is quite an aggressive and abrasive figure, personality. Perhaps that could be good under certain circumstances. But they feel that, the position of vice president is somebody that is rarely seen ahead unless the president, he has to represent the president. So the president gives him roles to play, gives him responsibilities to carry out. And so I think people feel that Wike might be a handful for Atiku. And so these are things you also have to be
So you felt
careful about.
Atiku knew this?
No, but Atiku, whether he knew it or not, he decided to subject himself to the decision of the committee that they set up. And having that committee, having taken a decision, Atiku decided not to go along with it. That is why they are facing this problem.
There are some people suggesting that Atiku should go ahead and replace Okowa with Wike.
Of course.
Would that lead to further crisis?
No, it will lead to further crisis. But maybe it might weigh more in favor of Wike and Atiku, because obviously there are more people that are pro-Wike, over this matter that has happened. Of course, 2 governors have spoken up. Otom of Benue State still believes that PDP acted in bad faith, that they did not respect the zoning formula, of the PDP, that power should come to the south. Ayo Fayoshe has also said the same thing. So obviously, Wike has more supporters. But even if they pick Wike, it will be a sign of weakness for Atiku. But it is also about the right kind of maneuvering that you do that will save your party and help your presidential bid.
So you would advise them to replace Ifeanyi Okowa?
I think better politics, if we are looking at the political dynamics, would informed that he looks for a way to placate Okowa, and then Okowa supporters, and then pick Wike, because going ahead without Wike is going to cause problems. I'm sure Wike is more capable. Like I said, he's more boisterous. He's more. I think he's more of a vote catcher, vote fetcher than Okowa. Okowa is more gentlemanly. He's more quiet. And for the kind of politics that is played in Nigeria, you need some level of positive aggressive, participation within the political spectrum of the country. So it will be better for him to address this. I don't think PDP can move forward effectively if they don't resolve this Wike issue. And then there's always the fear.
And it seems
there's always the fear of possible defection by Wike and maybe one or two of Wike's supporters. Anything is possible.
And it seems most of the governors, PDP governors, are supporting Jason Wike.
Exactly what I'm saying. And so what you do is you
went to Turkey to have a meeting with him. Sheyi Makinde went to Turkey to have a meeting with him.
Good.
And a couple others are also, in support of Jason Wike.
So you do your calculations.
They've actually jettisoned the campaign they have in Osun State right now.
Yeah.
Just because of this issue.
And PDP
could this damage us chances in 2023?
PDP might suffer the consequences in Osun State. It depends, except that Adeleke is a very strong force in Osun State. But it will definitely, if they go into this election weakened sufficiently, it will damage it will damage them going into the election in 2023. And why is it that, for instance, APC and Tinubu, they have not picked a vice presidential candidate? They are also trying to avoid a schism. Of course, would have just picked up somebody, but there's, spending their time trying to ensure that there are no ruffled feathers by the time that choice is made. So it's a dicey situation, not just for PDP, but APC and even P2B also. But I think more so for PDP, because that in itself has generated crisis.
All right, we're talking about these political stories just to dissect matters and issues, and you get to learn from here, because mostly these are what Nigerians, these are political parties Nigerians will be voting for or rooting for in 2023. 09162011053, 09056681053. Those are the numbers to call to be a part of the conversation. 09162011053, 09056681053. Pick Tinubu's running mate from North Central Coalition urges APC. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Charles. Calling though a route now, but I'm at Ojota, so let me say Charles.
Okay. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. It's nice to join Fresh FM Lagos.
Great to have you.
So Fresh FM in Ibadan. So I just came in from Ibadan.
That's fantastic.
So I love the. Thank you. I've been in traffic since 6:30. I just got to Ojota.
Oh my!
From Long Beach.
Sorry about that.
So crazy. No problem. Well, just let me weigh in on this topical issue of this choice of vice president, swapping of running mate, Kwakwanso versus Opia and all that. Well, I'm not going to put any political tension this morning on this line, but I just have this to say. Nigerians have been taken for granted for a long, long time. And it's high time we all held the bull by the horn. You see, cross-carpeting is allowed in politics, but when cross-carpeting is done for the motive of I must be in power, then we should do a check and balance that such person or whoever is perpetrating that act is not going for the interest of the people. So let me talk about Peter Obi and Kwakwanso. I'm sorry. Peter Obi should not sell his porridge. I will not say more than that.
Peter Obi should what?
Should not sell his porridge.
He should not sell his porridge.
Okay.
He has a porridge, and like one of the speakers there that you have, he made a fantastic comment this morning. He said the movement out there is bigger than Peter Obi. So I hope Peter Obi is going to be wise in his quest for his ambition. Once he doesn't get it this period, let him forget it. And on Wike issue and PDP, well, I know now I don't even have any respect for PDP anyway. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Obi Samuel.
All right, Samuel. We can hear you, Samuel. You have to speak up.
Yeah, my name is Obi Samuel. I'm calling you from Lagos.
Okay. We're in Lagos.
We are in close to the precise.
Okay. Let's hear from you. All right, please go ahead. Yeah, be quick, be fast with your comment.
Yeah, actually, I would love to say comment on one person and Obi there. I strongly believe amongst the top political party in this country, the APC, PDP, and then the Labour Party as well. The candidate we are having there, sincerely speaking, I don't think these are the candidates that will go Nigeria. Obi is a man of integrity, not from the East, but for the two candidates of those parties mentioned here, I think Obi is the perfect man.
All right.
It's high time Nigeria will allow settlement of is a Muslim, is a Christian. We should look for someone trusted that can be able to deliver this country. This was out of this mess that we have today.
All right, the point has been made, and it's your opinion, by the way. It's your opinion. Someone said porridge, and where the porridge, I remember the Bible is between Jacob and Esau.
Yeah. Look, my prayer really is that would emerge. Nigeria needs to get out of the wood. We have been in the desert for far too long. And Nigerians need a break. There's nothing that has not been given to this country for to achieve greatness. Unfortunately, all we have had over the decades are missed opportunities. We cannot continue like this. So I am not here to root for any particular candidate, but it's for Nigerians to count their teeth with their tongue. It's for Nigerians to sit back and they do and eschew as much as possible, like they have said, religious and ethnic sentiments. We must move together as a people, as one people, and that is the only way. Once you build that consensus that is needed for national development among the disparate units, in this country, then we can begin to focus on moving our nation forward. Don't forget the insecurity, the people that are being killed every single day. We must run away from all of these issues. We must confront them frontally and overcome the travails that have afflicted this country so that we can move our nation forward. If not for some of us who are much older, but for the younger generations and the generations unborn, we cannot continue along this trajectory.
All right, let's complete this political journey with the APC and the statement of Osita Ikechukwu, rather, who said the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate, he has 60% support already because they control 22 states in the federation and they are good to go ahead of this election. These calculations and everything about he has 60%, these figures, do you think it really works?
They are partisan figures because Osita Ikechukwu is a very high-profile member of the APC. So he's not going to say that his child is bad. It's politics. It's what the politicians
do. This particular figure,
no, I don't think we've gotten
three
there.
up.
I don't think we've gotten there. But the reality is this: that APC has more governors, but that is not an indication that their candidate is going to win, even in the states controlled by these governors, because this is a presidential election and other dynamics come into play. When you are having, an election at the state level, the dynamics are different. When you have elections at a national level, because, for instance, religion and region do not play as much role or are not as important in gubernatorial elections. But when it comes to, defining roles, and so people are going to take positions on the basis of that. Like I said, it's been optimistic. It is good to be optimistic. But the dynamics, again, would always change. Yeah, so I think that's what I would say. I don't think there's anybody now. Kwankwaso, if you ask Kwankwaso now, or ask any of his top members of the NNPP, he will tell you that Kwankwaso is going to win the election in the country, including taking a large swaths of votes in the south. He will tell you that. A Labour Party person will tell you that. An APC, a PDP person will tell you that Atiku is also going to win.
All right.
So we'll see how it plays out.
These are really partisan figures and issues are strictly along party lines.
Obviously, he's not going to tell you that APC will score 30%. He cannot do that. But
largely,
APC
Nigerians,
is formidable. Yeah.
Nigerians will decide next year. 091655309056668. 1053. In case you want to join the conversation, those are the numbers to call. 09162011053, 09056681053. You do not need gun for self-defense, Adeboye tells Christians. Instead, he urged them to get jawbones of cows. You wonder what jawbones of cows would do.
I want to believe. I don't know whether he got that from scriptures, but obviously the Baba is.
Sorry to cut you. You will continue right after this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir. Your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, I'm calling from Akuti. My name is Gosu. I know the people making calculations. It's true, as you rightly said, nobody will there is that will pay. But the reality is that Peter Obi is going to change the narrative this time. It's really going to change because if the youth are really ready to make something for Peter Obi, he may not win, but it will make a very serious impact. Then I don't see Peter Obi's movement that me has already has become a movement. So I don't see him accepting. It's not be good for him to accept to be vice presidential candidate of anybody. The plus and minus that think they will definitely do some work, but they are to this narrative today. Thank you
for calling. All right.
Yeah, Dotun has also spoken well. I know Lukman also said the same thing, and I think Charles, who talked about the porridge, also said the same thing. The reality is that our youths are not happy. And when you look at what is going on, there's this sense of hopelessness and frustration among our youths. You go to the university, you come out. That's if ASU is not on strike. Those that come out have no jobs. You cannot continue like this. Parents who have been hoping that once their children finish from the university, that they can now come out and begin to carry out their responsibilities of also playing their own role within the family. You find out that the students who have left from the universities are also depending on their parents. And in most cases, they really have nothing to do. So things are terrible. The poverty in the country is unrelenting.
Let's continue.
So,
okay.
So that's why you have this new wave of people who are saying, "Let us embrace something new." That's just what is going on.
Let's leave those political talks there. Let's continue with the conversation of Adeboye and the cow job.
That is where we were. So I don't know where he picked that from. Maybe from scriptures, something about. I think there's something, about a cow judge in scriptures. I can't remember the context exactly. People are upset. People are upset that sometimes there seems a deliberate attempt to attack people on the basis of their faith. The people that were murdered, over 40 people, about 40 people that were murdered in Owo, in Osun State, were murdered on account of their faith. They were in church on Pentecost Sunday and they were killed. Priests, especially Catholic priests, are being kidnapped on a daily basis in this country. One was just kidnapped yesterday. 2, I think, were kidnapped last week. Some of them end up dead. And then people of other faiths, other denominations. And that is also not to say that Muslims have not been victims of some of these atrocities, some of this violence. A lot of Muslims have also faced, that. But there is a deliberate target. So for the Muslims, perhaps their collateral damage or because of the activities of pure criminal elements. And I'm not saying that all of these things are being committed by only Fulani, extremists or whatever, you call them. We have in the southeast, we have criminal elements also causing violence, in that part of the country. So for Adeboye to make this call stems from, that frustration. That we need to do something. We cannot continue to allow this to happen.
I never asked Christians to buy guns. Christians do not need guns. Samson did not fight with an AK-47. Don't go and
Samson
buy
was
guns.
Samson was above human. Samson had superhuman strength. Samson was able to destroy the entire political hierarchy or leadership of, is it the Philistines, when he pulled down the structure, the pillars that supported the building, the palace where they were. So Samson was different.
God can as well give Nigerians that
Samson fought lions with bare hands, and he killed lions. Nigerians here that he's talking about cannot do that.
So they need
and
guns.
So I'm not saying that it's not for me to, but Nigerians have a right to self-defense. Don't also forget, let us face practicality here. You cannot defend the people. And you are telling the people, don't defend yourself. So a man sits in his house and invaders from outside come in, rape his wife, kill his children, murder him, and you still tell him to do nothing. That is the worst kind of irresponsibility any government can display, and it is not right. If you cannot defend them, you must put in place structures for the people to defend themselves.
What would they defend with then?
No, you must put in structures in place. That means you must authorize the use of guns by the people, and then bring.
So Nigerians need guns.
And then bring not Nigerians in troubled areas.
Okay, need guns.
Nigerians in troubled areas need guns to defend themselves. And if the government is worried that these things might be subject to abuse, then they embed security personnel with them to show them to be involved in their self-defense. That is what is expected. Because you can't defend them. And don't forget that T.Y. Danjuma had said, if you don't defend yourself, you will die in your beds.
Right.
And that's what's happening.
All right, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning to you.
Yeah, this is Wole Ladipo from Ijebuko. You see, let's face the truth and let's face the reality. There is no movement or thought force. Hello?
We can hear you.
That I think is bigger than the wish of God for this country.
Okay.
At the precarious situation we are in. Do we think the emergence of Tinubu and Atiku at this perilous time did not have the divine hand of God? Despite the opposition they had before the primary, the two of them had before the primaries, and they still emerge. You see, this country has not been so divided. Economic schools, killings here and there. All this need experience and maturity. We need somebody who has experience and maturity, who can manage the diversity in this country. Look at all these youth, they are just saying on emotion. What am I saying by emotion? Look at their reaction. Anytime someone opposes their principle, look at how they react. Because of their
all right. All right, the point has been made. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Sunday. I'm calling from Mowe.
Good morning.
In Ogun State.
Okay.
Yeah, good morning. I just want to chip in on Daddy Adeboye statement. You know, Daddy, as a man of God, and understand the problem in the country. We never tell this we Christians to go and buy the gun. So that will not happen. But saying that we should go and get bone to fight AK-47, I don't know how we can go and how we are going to defend ourselves with bone in the face of AK-47. So, but now it's just a parable anyway. God will help us.
Amen.
And God will help the country.
Amen.
So thank you.
In the face of gun, AK-47, then you're using bone to fight.
so-
Just looking at it at the surface. I'm only talking at the surface.
No, you see, he was
Even before you touch the person with the bone.
You have to understand what Baba was saying. Look, he's frustrated. And so when he made that statement, I'm sure there were calls to him. Why would you be promoting something like this? So he had to walk back on it. You understand? But you cannot tell it is suicide. You are asking somebody with bones to go against somebody with AK, like the last caller said. You are asking him to commit suicide. So that's not the solution, obviously. But for the person who was talking about needing experienced hand and maturity and the rest, we've had experienced hands for 60-something years of our independence. Look at where the country is. That is the reality, that the people who have been in charge. And if he talks about, divine intervention in the emergence of Tinubu and Atiku, we also talk about divine intervention in the emergence of P2B and Shawore and Kwankwaso and every other person. God has a hand in what happens. Sometimes he allows it, his permissive will. We can also make the same argument that God has a divine hand in the emergence of President Muhammadu Buhari in the country. But look at where the country is today. Economy, insecurity, corruption, and the rest. The country has not moved forward, in my own personal opinion. And so I don't think we should make that argument. And the worst argument we can make is the argument of experience. Because experience in doing what? That's what you should be asking. Experience to do what? Doing the wrong thing. So you can be experienced in doing the right thing, but you can also have the experience in doing the wrong thing. So you know.
Okay. Good morning.
Yeah, I just want to react to the issue I raised.
What's the name?
Well, Oladipo.
So you've made your point. You've made your point.
No, I just want to. What I'm trying to say is that when you talk of God having hands in somebody's issue, when you talk of Buhari issue, someone like me, we saw the red flags. We all played on emotion, as we are now doing as regards this issue of Peter Obi.
Oh.
It's all emotion. We don't face reality.
So you
that's
think?
What we did in 2015.
So you think those who are supporting Peter Obi is just based on emotions? It's emotional to them?
It's emotion. Peter Obi is good.
Okay.
Good.
Then who should Nigerians support? Who should Nigerians support without using emotions or what you said emotions? Who should they support then?
When we talk of the problem we're having now, the solution to our problem is restructuring.
Who should Nigerians support? Leaving out emotions.
If Atiku can restructure this country,
it shows that you're a politician. That shows that you're a politician, and you simply, being partisan there with your comment. But it's your opinion, though. We won't, take it from you. Yeah. It's your opinion. So Nigerians who are deciding on emotions, they also have their opinion. It's their opinion. So whoever they want to decide.
Every decision that will be made will have some element of emotion. But what you do is also to weigh each of these candidates. Look at their trajectory. Look at who they are. Look at issues of credibility and all that, and what they've been able to achieve in the past, and how they are able to articulate their points. And then also, that will give you an idea of who you think, if you're being sincere to yourself, that you should cast your vote for.
09162011053, 09056681053. Those are the numbers to call to be a conversation. ASU strike, to be a part of the conversation. ASU strike enters 140th day. Set up orders Lapoon federal government. Then we have no to desperate politicians, and we have this as well from the People's Democratic Party. Recovered 1.8 billion naira. Recall Buratai for investigation. PDP tells Buhari, and according to PDP, the APC is shielding corrupt leaders or individuals. 09162011053, 09056681053. Those are the numbers to call to be a part of the conversation. As the strike enters on 40th day, set up orders Lapoon federal government. At this stage, who would you advise ASU to do?
I've had cause to have discussions on this ASU matter on various platforms, and the only people that are not suffering from this ASU strike are the politicians and then the very powerful people in government, policymakers who have the money and their resources to send their own children abroad. A lot of people do not know when they accuse ASU. A lot of people do not know that ASU members have their children in Nigerian universities. And so if children of parents are suffering, the children of ASU parents are also suffering because they are also at so long. Look, we want them to go back to teach. But the reality is that they cannot go back to teach if you do not respond to their fundamental issues they have. No matter how much you might want to berate ASU, the reality is that if ASU had not embarked on this series of strikes over the years, you can imagine what the university system is going to look like. So the very little modicum of respect and credibility that the university system has is as a result of the ASU struggle over the years. Otherwise, they would have abandoned all the schools completely, totally. Sooner or later, they are going to get hungry. Sooner or later, they will cave in. But you can see that ASU is committed to this strike, regardless of what they are facing. And they are facing a lot of issues, personal issues. I'm talking of their members as a result of the ongoing strike. But they have made a resolve that unless the government responds positively to them, they are not going to go back. So the government eventually will have to blink, because they are going to go into an election. You don't go into an election, with thousands of students out of the university system. These students have parents who are going to vote. These students themselves are going to vote. They have uncles who are going to vote, and they have friends who are going to vote. And they are definitely not going to vote for your party if you do not respond positively to the demands that ensure that they will go back, that they will go back to school.
Hello, good morning, Fresh FM.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Shegun Okeo. From the impression that was given concerning Baba Adeboye's assertion on bones. Apparently, including those of you in the studio, you don't understand what Pastor Adeboye was talking about. Pastor Adeboye was not making reference to physical bones. That would be
Mr. Okowe, we totally understand. If you listen to us, we said, it's beyond the literal one. The analyst mentioned that. Probably you didn't get that from his analysis. It goes beyond getting guns. We know it's not the literal words, go get guns, fight with bones.
I'm not talking about bones. I'm not talking about guns. I'm talking about the bones.
Okay.
Somebody was making it and saying, how can you face AK-47 with bones? That before you touch the person, the AK-47 will have killed you. Apparently, Pastor Adeboye was not talking about bones.
Okay.
He made reference to Samson in the Bible, who killed a lion with the jawbone of an axe. It is the jawbone of an axe that he's talking about. And now the jawbone of an axe, what does a jawbone of an axe refer to? That is the question that we should be asking. What is the reference to the jawbone of an axe? I'm not saying, he's asking us to go and get bones. No, he's not talking about bones. It is what Samson did with the jawbone of an axe was to defend himself against a lion. Now, what is the jawbone of an axe? Samson was able to get the jawbone of an axe. That is the closest, the most available weapon at that time.
So to you, what is the jawbone? Hold on. To you now, what is the jawbone? For you who understood the
now. Thank you. That is the question now.
Okay.
Everybody will now have to make a conclusion. What is the jawbone of an axe to you? So it's not talking about bones. So
what to you? The thing is, to you, what is the jawbone of an axe? That's what I'm asking you.
I will take my decision.
Okay. So what, Mr. Okewo?
He's not talking about bones. He's talking about what is available to you to make your defense legally. That's what he's talking about. He's not talking about bones. He's not talking about literal bones.
We did not get anything wrong. We only said. I only said there that, no, come to think of it, is it possible to defend yourself with bone? And I said that's way beyond the literal meaning here. So, Pastor Adeboye didn't go ahead and tell you the meaning of this bone that he spoke about
you see,
during his sermon.
You see, I understand Mr. Okewo. He's also trying to carry the can for Pastor Adeboye. Pastor Adeboye is not a man of violence, but I think he is also a man that is talking about equity and justice in the country, like a lot of us are doing. And nobody will be happy with the killings that are going on in this country. You understand? But again, he's a public figure. And he's not just a public figure, he's a hugely important figure, public figure. And so when you make statements like this, you don't make statements that people can give all manners of interpretation. You make it as much as possible clear.
He could have, move on and tell us the meaning of jail bones and everything?
And I think he had a dilemma. The issue. I agree with Mr. Okeowo's summation.
Mr. Okeowo,
that he was saying, go and defend yourself.
Provided a solution.
Yeah.
What if the jawbone could be go and get your PVC and vote rightly in 2023?
No, so many things. That could also
means a lot of
so
things.
He was also
You and I know that this is beyond a literal go get bones and
I think we
bones.
alluded to that. This is, we're speaking metaphorically too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's leave it there. We appreciate you, folks, for joining us this morning on Freshly Pressed. Fortunately, we can't pick more calls. We have to end it here. Thank you very much, Jude.
It's been a pleasure. It's been quite interesting. Yeah.
My name is Promise Inumison. The show returns tomorrow. Enjoy your Monday and the week.
At home, at work, or in your car, we're making your day better. Live on Fresh 105.3 FM, Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome to Fresh 105.3 FM. We educate, we inform, we entertain, we play feel-good music.
The grass is greener on the other side. That's what I thought before I took the ride. I burned my bridges, so I
from the heart of Lagos, Nigeria. This is Fresh 105.3 FM.
Mesdames, Mesdemoiselles et Messieurs,
Discovery Planet with additional Jagumade Part 1, your undisputed research idol. Memory Idegbengbètò lórí ìkànnì 105.3 FM Lagos. Ṣó fẹ́ mọ bó ṣe ń lọ lágodo ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ technology, ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ìyanu amazing, ohun àwámárìdì, mystery, medical science, aeronautic and space, iṣẹ́ àwọn ẹranko àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Lórí ètò gbé wọn rìn láti máa gbé yín débẹ̀ pẹ̀lú atọ́kùn ètò Ambassador Adesina Jagumade Part 1 Pajusha, your undisputed research idol. Gbogbo ọjọ́ Monday láago 5 ìrọ̀lẹ́ 5 p.m. lẹ́ẹ̀ máa jẹ ìgbádùn ètò gbé wọn rìn on Fresh 105.3 FM Lagos. Fún ìkéde àti ìpolówó ọjà ẹ pè 0803 510 5129. Gbé wọn rìn ti Monday tó ń bọ̀ yìí àjọ máa gbọ́ ni.
At home, at work, or in your car, we're making your day better. Live on Fresh 105.3 FM, Lagos, Nigeria.
lójúpọ̀nà àti súnmọ́ wa pẹ́kípẹ́kí níkànnì Fresh FM la ṣe pa gbogbo ẹ̀pọ̀ sójú kan sórí àtẹ Fresh FM Nàìjíríà. tó o bá ṣe àti ní ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ Android tábílẹ̀tì kọjá lọ sí Google Play Store àti iOS kó o sì tẹ Fresh FM Nàìjíríà lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ lọ́wọ́ kan ni ó gbé àtẹ Fresh FM wá fún ọ.